Welcome everybody to one of the quickest and most straightforward videos you'll have here on the Romanian Academy channel, and one video that I think it's necessary for you to understand better the prepositions. I will start with some of the most common mistakes I find in my classes. One of them right here on the screen, vin la acasă. If you know what's wrong, probably you wouldn't be here if you know what's wrong. And trust me, if you know what's wrong here, there might be a problem that you don't know in the second one, which is this one, plec din magazin. Because that also has a problem in it. Because if you want to say, I come home or I leave the shop, then I'm pretty sure this is not what you want to say. What you see on the screen. Because this, in Romanian, well, firstly, the first sentence doesn't make any sense, and secondly, the second sentence, it might mean something, but not exactly what you think it means. And this is exactly why I think understanding prepositions once and for all is necessary, and basically that's why you're here. How should you do this? Well, I will tell you straight away that acasă is an adverb, magazin is a place, so that tells you exactly what you have to do if you have the right rules. Vin acasă, plec de la magazin. With adverbs, you don't put anything in front. Yeah, you don't say la acasă, în acasă. You don't say anything. And then with places, it's always la, de la, and la. If this is enough for you, and those were the only two sentences that you've ever had struggles with, then you're free to click away and maybe check out other videos on our YouTube channel. So how do we address this? Basically, the first and foremost problem is that you are coming in Romanian with an English brain. With an English brain, you come to Romania and you're to Romania or to Romanian, and you translate things from English, or you assume they are the same. That's one of the most classic things, right? As we've seen here. For example, if I'm going to the park, that's a classic example, you would think it's merg la parc. But you would never say merg la parc in Romanian. It's always merg în parc. So this problem has risen really in one of the classes where the students came from different backgrounds and different language backgrounds, and we started debating through this, and then at some point it clicked, and you'll see in a second why it clicked, and I wouldn't have done it without them, because it was really a moment of revelation, which I encourage you to try as well if you want to come to one of those group classes. The first one is free, and the link to sign up is down below. Really good stuff. Try it, see if you like it. Then let's address the step number one. What you can do, okay? Thinking in English or in other language is not wrong. But let's assume your first language is English. What you do first is use the dictionary translation. You have the English preposition, and then you have the Romanian preposition. You just assume the English preposition is the right one in Romanian. That's the first step, okay? And this is where people just stop. So on is pe, over is peste, under is sub. You go, you know what I mean. Like you find the list of prepositions and then you translate them. Easy peasy. That's the first step. But that's really not where you should stop. The reason behind it, well, there are a few reasons behind it. One of them, for example, is that de has multiple meanings. But if we keep that aside, because that is a bit more nuanced and quite advanced, really, let's assume de is off, from, for, depending on its meaning. But as of A2, where this video is placed, in A2, you should start learning that de is off. And shortly after, you get to the idea of from. And with the idea of from, if you watched the masterclass on prepositions, the link is up here. If you check preposition masterclass video, you might learn more about it. And that's a really long video, and it has pretty much everything you need to know about prepositions. But in this video, we're going to address the main issue really with from, and the one you see it in here, okay, when you're coming and going from a place, when you're starting and finishing from a time, well, what happens is this. Because when you use a specific noun after that preposition, to, in, from, depending on what that noun is, okay, depending if that's a city, a country, a cardinal point, an hour, a day of the week, a month, you can see many, many examples here on the screen, okay? Then you get into a question of which one should I use. So for that, you should really think about these categories you see here. First, space out the prepositions into time and space and place or location. If you do that, that will make it much easier. So how do you find which one is which? Which from is din, which from is de la, which from is de, which from is de pe. Well, you have to separate them. In regards with place to place and location, it's actually quite straightforward. And if you go really and look at the meaning behind in, which is inside, la, which shows a place, on, touching something, and adverbs, for example, the many words that start with a, then it will make a lot of sense. But then the problem arises in the question of time. So for example, going to the park, how do you say I'm going to the park? We discussed it earlier, right? So it's in park. But what about we start the course, we start playing or whatever from the 10th of March. Start working from 10th of March. How do you know which one? So obviously you can go in here and check things out, but there are not many resources showing you this. And this is exactly why I thought it would be really helpful to create this. This is a material that tells you exactly what to use with din, de la, de pe, din, depending on whether you're talking about time or location. So now, since the group classes can be all over the place and you might not be able to join them because of time zones and other commitments, I decided to put this as a PDF on Patreon, and it will be available for the A2 all levels and Philanthrop tiers. Yeah, but also it will be available as a one-off purchase. So if you don't want to commit to a monthly membership, it's okay. You can just buy it once and you will have it. And that's it, really. That's how the first steps work in Romanian. The step number 1 is translating and then using the correct if you have a question of time, place in regards to from and to, then you should address it in this way. And obviously check the PDF. There is a final step, a more advanced step really. And that final step is this one, which is talking about the verbs that's before the preposition, okay? Because if you watch the TV or you think about someone or you need something in Romanian, you will need a preposition that sometimes it might be different than the one in English. Actually, most of the times it will be different than the one in English. So to do that, you should check our specific video. We have a video just about that. Link is up here. Verbs with prepositions. It's a more advanced thing, but one that you should really get to master in A2. So before you move to the interesting world of B1. If you got here, like this video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you like this short format, let me know in the comments. And join as a member, and I'll see you in the next one. La revedere.